Hello viewers, today's video will be on a particular Drift figure. Now, even though Drift was a recent addition to the Transformers franchise, he quickly became a fan favorite, even starring in the 4th and 5th live-action movies. Flawed, as they were, movie Drift is one of my favorite live-action designs, and his comic designs is also really nice as well. So I would jump at any opportunity to own any version of Drift. And it just so happened that a Generations Jetfire was being sold, and I needed a bunch of other toys to make the shipping fees worth it, because it's from Japan. And so, may I present my review of Deluxe Class The Last Night Drift. Now, what is immediately noticeable with this toy is that it has a shit ton of panels, especially at the back. This makes him more bulky than he really is, as this here is his actual body, and these bits thickening him are the big panels. Another thing that I noticed is that he has some striking similarities with a first edition Viacon. The backpacks of these two figures are strikingly similar, with the entire tops of the car stashed at the back. Another thing is that the legs become the front of the cars. Another very interesting thing. And for the side of the cars, there are either panels on the hands, we'll have a sneak peek at the transformation, or are the hands. So obvious differences in transformation and like arms, but really weirdly similar. There is also another similarity, but that will be shown in vehicle mode. Moving on to paint. Now, the only bits of this toy that are painted are the head, the chest, the shins, legs, and these panels on the arms. And the rest will be shown in vehicle mode. Now, speaking of the head, there's a bit too much gold and little to break it up, making it a bit ugly, especially with the gold forehead. I'll say it might be a bit racist, and by bit I mean a lot, but let's forget about that. It's a design fault, being honest. And also, these swords that he comes with are quite nice, although they are bent. Now, I don't know if they come pre-bent, because I got this guy used, so watch out for that, I guess. They are rubber. Moving swiftly to articulation, it is very average, with a ball jointed head with a 360 degree, if you can sort of get out the cable. There you go. With a up, down, side to side movement. Arms rotate this much due to the cable being the way, so you have to stretch it out a bit and get a full rotation. Arm goes out this much with a 90-degree elbow bend and a swivel. Legs go out this much and goes back this much. Sadly, did all this junk in the trunk. An overused joke, I know. And on the right side, god damn it, forget it, has very nice spread. Insert jump down. A thigh swivel and a 90-degree knee bend completes the posability of the toy. You can't get him in very dynamic poses. The best I could think of is this shitting pose. I don't know. But as you saw just now, he does look good with his bent swords. Now, time for transformation. Now, I first want to say that these bits over here came detached out of the box, and are also very, very loose. So the many times I transformed him, these things kept popping off, and I hated it. I thought I'll just say that now. Now, like all movie toys, the licensed vehicle mode takes priority over the bot himself, and it shows. The Mercedes GTR mode, to me at least, does not have many visible panel gaps. It is not helping my case due to lighting, but trust me on this. It is a bit weird as well due to the obscene amount of panels bot mode has. Now, the only cable showing is at the ass, the exhaust area specifically. Now the reason why for this bit of cable is due to the design of the crown thing on Drift's helmet. I'll say helmet. The design team had to make an indent exhaust to accommodate for it. Now what I like to do is pretend that some asshole goat tipped his Merc's exhaust, because it's an asshole thing to do. Paint on the car leaves a lot to be desired. Go Faster red stripes, grille, logo, and headlights are the only painted parts on the car. Maybe the tires as well? I can't tell for these guys. And I have a bit of a problem with the headlights. Now they may look like they are fully painted, but they really are not. See this weird gap here? This bit over here is actually part of the headlights, but they didn't bother painting it because it's such a small amount. They figured, why should they? And also, these are not very good headlight paint colors as well. Yeah. Now, I mentioned that there was a similarity with Drift and the first edition vehicle in vehicle modes, and that has something to do with weapon storage. Both are in the undercarriages of the cars. Drift swords attach via these 5mm ports, or at least I think they are, and attach what are essentially the feet of bot mode. Attach them here and here. Now it differs with Vehicon, where there's this tab that attaches to what's essentially the spine of the Vehicon. It's also near his ass, right over here. There we go. It sort of sticks out and is possibly the reason why these swords are bent in the first place. But if you don't try and look for it, it doesn't really show up, especially from this angle where the undercarriage is not visible at all. You really need to look at this angle with nothing touching the thing at all, because you have a hard time trying to see it. Don't try looking for it and you won't be bothered. That's what I'll say. My final verdict on this guy: he feels like a $15 and $20 toy, mostly due to how it converts. And it's sort of true because I got this guy for 18 SGD. And I must say, it is a very appropriate price. The price range I stated is my recommended buying price for him. Because as much as this vehicle mode is nice and the robot mode is as well, it doesn't feel like something on the same level as this guy, even though he is essentially jazz. It's weird. Well, I hope I can get Generation Drift soon, because for some reason on Monday, people are selling that guy for $140, sealed and United version. Why is the United version worth $140? I get sealed, but why 140? Why? Anyways, Thanks for watching. I hope you don't buy that stuff. You don't buy that drift for $140 because no one should, if I'm being totally honest. I don't think it's worth it at all. And goodbye.